It was early November of 1997 when I started noticing something strange in my sessions with children. At first, it seemed harmless. One of my patients, a young boy, began talking about a friend he called Mr. Smile. He said Mr. Smile was always smiling and that when he was around, everything felt happy. The boy, struggling with anger and depression, described how his sadness and anger would disappear when Mr. Smile was there. He didn't speak but just stood at the foot of his bed. He smelled like candy floss and made the boy feel calm and safe. I assumed it was just an imaginary friend, something he had created to cope with his struggles. But then other kids started mentioning the same friend. A 9-year-old girl, then a 7-year-old boy, a 12-year-old, and even an 11-year-old girl. Soon, nearly 15 different children, all from different backgrounds, told me about Mr. Smile. They all described him in the same way. The name, the smile, the calming presence, it was always the same. I tried to brush it off as a coincidence, but as more children mentioned him, I started to get worried. Some of these kids didn't even know each other, so there was no way they could have shared a story. I decided to ask for more details. Every child told me the same thing. Mr. Smile didn't speak, just stood there. They couldn't describe his appearance beyond the smile, and they said he wasn't like them. This was no longer just a series of coincidences. I started to feel that something was wrong, something more than just a child's imagination. I spoke with each of the parents, warning them of the growing concern. They agreed to let me bring the authorities in to investigate. Over the next week, the police questioned the children about their mysterious friend. The children couldn't explain how he got into their homes, only that they would wake up and find him standing at the foot of their beds. Some mentioned hearing a lullaby, sung in a language they didn't understand. It made them feel safe. In a last attempt to understand what was happening, I asked the children to draw Mr. Smile. Every single one of them picked up a red crayon and covered the entire page in red, insisting they had drawn Mr. Smile. When asked where his head, arms, and legs were, they became angry, insisting their drawings were perfect representations of what they had seen. I decided to show one of these drawings to the other children. None of them knew who had drawn it, and none had any idea about the others' experiences. Yet, every single child identified the red rectangle as a picture of Mr. Smile. At that moment, I realized this wasn't just a case of shared delusion. Something was out there, something real, and it was coming for the children.